G'day. This is Charlie with your daily dose of business inspiration. Topic number 202, a more freestyle topic today, communication. It came up after something that actually occurred in one of my social groups. It's really funny, isn't it, how sometimes your personal life can, what's that word? Flow over, spill over into your professional life. Or your professional life colours how you look at some of the things in your social life, probably personal life. Sorry, I'm blending into the background here and it's really annoying me. I'm trying to work on lighting and it's difficult. It's very difficult sometimes. Anyway, so the example I'm going to give today, or the story that I'm going to tell, is that I'm part of a social group, part of a gaming group, if you like, and we have a little forum that people get on and share information and chat about things and all the things that go along with that. And as with most things, it can sometimes get a little fraught. People have opinions. People have strong opinions. And sometimes they voice those opinions in an inopportune way. And sometimes someone will say something that someone else takes offense to and gets a bit cranky about, snappy about. And then the discussion goes on, but you said, no, I didn't. And you said this, and she said this, and they said that. And yet that you said, he said, she said, and I'm like, so tiring. But it happens, and you have moderators in those groups normally to try and keep that to a minimum and say, hey guys, time out. Yeah, go sit in the corners, go have a drink, go touch grass, go do something, and then come back and look at it through a new lens. Don't let this get out of hand. We had a similar situation to that in one of the groups that I'm in overnight, which is why I'm sort of explaining all of this. And I'm a moderator on that group, but I'm in the Australian time zone. Most of them are in the American time zone. So they had this thing go overnight. And when I woke up, it was all there. And I'm like, oh, as a moderator, I actually need to do something here. I need to step in. So I stepped in and I said something, and someone said, oh, no, that's already handled. I went, oh, that's interesting. And I went to the moderators channel section and said, oh, just so you know, I've only just got up. I've had a look at this. Apparently it's handled. I don't think there's anything more needs to be done. I haven't spoken to either of the parties or any of the parties. But if it does happen again, I'll time them out for a bit and explain to them why they've been timed out. And someone came back and said, oh, no, I handled all that. Oh, I should have put that in here, shouldn't have I? So that brings me to the topic for today. And the topic for today is communication and how we can improve the communications with our team. Whether it's, and our team being our family, could be part of it, one of our teams. I always consider my family a team. You've got sporting teams, you've got social teams, you've got social groups, and you've got your business team as well. And that communication becomes really important. Now, I'm not an expert at communication. In fact, some people I think get really frustrated because I communicate too much. I give too much information when I'm communicating. And I don't mean to, but one of the reasons I do is I like for people to have enough information that they can make their own decisions on what they want to do. And I'm fading into the background again. I'm going to ask you how you handle things with your team. Do you find yourself giving out lots of information and people don't read it, or it doesn't feel like people are reading it or paying attention to it or comprehending it? Or do you not give much information and then get frustrated because someone doesn't know what's going on? Which I've had managers and team leaders and other team members do that to me as well. Or for that to happen, not do that to me. That's a really bad phraseology, that is. But how could you not know that? Well, you didn't say anything. There's nothing here. I'm looking through the documentation and all of our team notes and, things that are important. And there's nothing here about that one thing. How was I supposed to know that? I'm not a mind reader. Have you had that thought before? I'm not a mind reader. How was I supposed to know that? So there's an art to communication. There's an art to communicating with your team. There's a couple of arts, actually. I'm going to try and outline them here. One of those arts is the ability to know how much information a team member needs. The other part of that is knowing how to format and present that information for the different team members. Don't give me pages and pages and pages of stuff to read and expect I'm going to find the piece of information I need within there. I'm not. I don't process information like that. If you give me pages and pages and pages of information, I will read it and I will try to understand every single word that is written, which means I'm going to miss the salient points. The best way to communicate with me is dot point it up the front. Here's the important things that you need to know from this. Here's what you need to do, and here's all the supporting information for it when you get to it. And then give me all of those pages and pages and pages of information. I'm an executive summary type girl. There you go. Some people require those pages and pages of information and then need the summary at the bottom. They need it at the end, so once they've got through it, they can go, what was it I needed to know from that? Some don't need the summary. Some don't process the written word all that well. They can read, absolutely. Their comprehension is quite good, but they just don't process the written word quite so well. They would like an audio, a video, or a step-by-step screenshot guide as to what to do. Some people are like that. In fact, if I was to say the truth about it, I am more, I think it's called a kinesthetic learner. I need to see and do to learn. I can't just see something. I can't just do something. I need the both of them. I'm a full body learner, they call it. So, what does your team and what do your individual members of your team need for you to for them to understand what it is you're trying to communicate with them? That's the first art. The next art is actually being able to do that and get that information out to them. And then the third art is how to handle it when the information still isn't landing. Is it because they're just not paying attention? That's a possibility. But if they're not paying attention, why not? What is going on to make them not pay attention? Is it something within your environment or is there something external? And that's where the next part of communication really comes in. And that's where you need to go back and say, hey, listen, I've noticed that this is a bit of a problem. We've gone back 2 or 3 times and we're still not getting it. Let's sit down and work out what we need to do to get this fixed and move forward. Sometimes you need to be as blunt as, is there an issue? I hesitate to say, do you understand what you're being asked to do? Because that's very confronting, it's very challenging, and very few people actually respond well to that. Most people will respond with it, yes, of course I understand, even if they don't, because they feel threatened. They feel like they're going to be in trouble for getting it wrong, or they feel stupid for not understanding or silly. And they, it I don't want anyone to feel silly. I just need to know where the issue is so that we can fix it. So it's like, hey, listen, I notice there's a bit of a problem. What can we do to fix it? Let's sit down and go through it and see where we're at and what's going on. That's how I handle it. Sometimes that doesn't work very well either, so I have to find another way. But you do get to a point where you do actually need to say to your team member, this performance is not what I'm looking for. I need something more out of this. And then politely and gently say, can you deliver this for me? I did an interview with Stephen Morris a couple of months ago. It's one of the interview podcasts that I put up. I cannot remember the interview, the number or the date. I will try to link it in the notes for this episode. And he was talking about how you deliver this and how you manage this type of feedback with your staff. And he said one of the things that he's found is that you don't confuse the issue by saying by not you don't confuse the issue by offering praise and then delivering the bad news. Because often what happens is, oh, you said I'm doing okay. They don't hear all the this is a problem for me and I'm not getting it. His recommendation, and it's a real art to get right, is to say this is a problem. It's not up to scratch. We need this to be better. Let's go through what you need to do. And then when you've delivered that and you've delivered the, in inverted commas, the reprimand, and it's not a reprimand because that's a negative connotation as well. But when you've delivered that, then say, and how was your weekend? Or how's the family? Or, are you enjoying your snowboarding? Or, and then show that you actually care for them as a person and that you're not upset because you're still doing that talking with them. You don't finish it on the, right, well, don't do that again. You then offer something else, but you're not praising them for substandard performance. Okay, like I said, this is a bit of a freestyle episode. I'm still working through issues here. Yeah, I've had some issues, and as I said, that was my example overnight. It's like, wow, they could have just posted that in this channel and none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have had to. And I felt like an absolute numpty for commenting on it because it's already been handled. I didn't need to comment on it. Silly. So what about you guys? How are you handling your communication? What sort of troubles do you have? What sort of issues do you have? What would you rather you did better? What would you rather you didn't do it all? What do you do pretty well, actually? Let's talk about that one. Come on over to Locals, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. You can join the conversation there and by becoming a supporter. I should add that. And we can dig into the issues with communication and how we can all become better communicators with our team, because that's one of the key skills we need. Apart from that, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. If you are watching this somewhere where you can leave a review, please leave a review and maybe share this content with someone else today. Thanks, guys, and I will see you tomorrow for topic number 203, going back onto the list of topics I've got now, the art of time management. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.